Welcome, everybody. Welcome back to United versus Everybody. I am your host, Sean, and I know I said yesterday that probably wasn't going to do a stream today. Probably wouldn't be doing a stream until like Tuesday, but had some big news today. We had a little bit of a speculation that we might get some big news today, but we did in fact get some big news today regarding Manchester United, regarding our coaching setup. So obviously I wanted to come back and get your thoughts on that because that's what I'm here for. I just don't want to listen to myself talk. I want to hear what you guys have to say. It's big news. A lot going on. If you haven't seen the news yet, what we're going to talk about tonight is the fact that Manchester United have put out a statement confirming that assistant coach and most recently interim manager Ruud van Nistelrooy has left the club, along with Rene Haka, Yelitan Reloar, and our first team performance analyst. His name is Pieter Morel. If you guys know who that guy is. Let's go ahead right now. I want to read this stream here. Sorry, just moving this over. There we go. So I want to read the statement to you guys so you can see what we have going on. So let's jump in together and read this statement, shall we? So, Manchester United can confirm that Ruud van Nistelrooy has left the club. Ruud rejoined in the summer and has taken charge of the team for the past 4 matches as interim head coach. Ruud is and always will be a Manchester United legend. We are grateful for his contribution and the way in which he has approached his role throughout his time with the club. He will always be very welcome at Old Trafford. Rene Haka, Yelitan Reloar, and Pieter Morel have also departed, and we wish them all well for the future. We will confirm the full men's first team coaching composition in due course. So it does look like, as we just said, no more Ruud van Nistelrooy, no more Rene Haka, no more Yelitan Reloar, and no more Pieter Morel. I want to get your thoughts, of course, as we go along. Who's jumping up in the chat today? Big up, Danny B in the house, my guy. Thank you for stopping by today, my friend. Good to see you. Danny wants to know, what is happening here? Is Jorson saying? We are going to get to that. So we're talking about it all tonight. So ever since Ruben Amorim was confirmed as our new head coach, a lot of the chat amongst the media and amongst the fan base, amongst the content creators and all that was about whether or not Ruud van Nistelrooy was going to stay once Amorim arrived. I know you and I have discussed it at length already. Ruud himself has mentioned this in several pressers as well, that he took the assistant role to help United get back to where it belongs. And he wanted to see out his current contract. He said that many, many times. He's here for the contract. He wants to see it out. He's not been shy about sharing that. Of course, when it's confirmed that pretty much every member of Sporting's coaching staff would be joining Amorim when he moved to United, the writing was pretty much on the wall for a lot of us when it came to the likes of Ruud, Rene Haka, and the rest of the staff. Well, again, now we have our answer. Interestingly enough, though, Danny, on your point that set-piece coach Andreas Jorson was not included in the names of coaches who would be leaving. So what does that mean? Is Jorson going to stick around? I don't know. I want to say that we did have a set-piece coach coming from Sporting. I can't remember now off the top of my head. It was a few streams ago, and things are crazy. But I guess I would point to the club's final statement that they'll confirm what the coaching staff is going to look like in due course. So I guess we'll see what happens. Danny thinks that it is down to Wilcox's appointment that way. It could be one of those things, but then at the same time, like literally every coach that we have right now at the club, barring Ten Hag, who's gone, was an Ineos appointment in the summer leading up to what? I don't get it. I really don't. This is going to be an interesting lesson for Ineos to learn, how to really maybe how it's worth just to go for who you want. And maybe this has more to do with Ten Hag. Now we know that Ten Hag was the one who wanted Ruud and everybody. So who's to say? But at the same time, is that another case of maybe Ten Hag having a little too much power? I don't know. You guys let me know what you're thinking in the chats. Do you think United should have kept Ruud and the rest of the coaching staff for at least the rest of the season? Do you think they deserve to see out their entire contract? Or are you happy for Amorim to come in and basically have a clean slate with his chosen staff? It was going to get crowded in that dugout if we had all these coaches chilling around. I mean, we still got Darren Fletcher just chilling. To have like basically 10 or 11 combinations of coaches from Ten Hag and now from Ruben Amorim, that I don't think that would have gone very well. Plus, there is that whole extra layer that we talked about the other day about, well, there's rumors that the players really liked Ruud. They wanted to have him around as like a go-between. That's where I kind of draw the line for me. I guess I don't draw the line as like a make or break, but for me, that I don't care about that. I don't care what the players want. I really don't. The players need to start learning that it isn't about them, because you can't have each player get what they want. And so, like, how do you make a good decision? It's like this, the manager should be the most important right now when it comes to those kind of decisions. So I think that it's what we got here. Ijeoma, welcome to the channel, my friend. Is Ruud leaving? Ruud van Nistelrooy is leaving, my friend. The club confirmed it today. He is leaving along with Rene Haka, along with Yellow Ten Rollular, and then we have a sports analyst, basically a performance analyst named Peter Morel, who is going to be leaving as well. We were just talking about the fact that set piece coach Andreas Jorsen was not in there, but like Danny points out, Jorsen does have connections with Wilcox during their time at Southampton, I believe. Jorsen, I'm interested to see what happens. So we've scored a few on set pieces this year. I think we've had a couple set pieces that we've looked good on. We've tried something a little different. Like there was a set piece, a corner the other day that instead of a big whipped in ball, it was like this driven ball maybe towards the 18, which I like those kind of things when we change them up. Problem is these set pieces really rely on good delivery, and quite frankly, our delivery has been shit. I don't think Bruno should be taking corners, if I'm being totally honest. I know I'm not alone in that, so somebody help me out, but Bruno should not be taking corners. I have no problem with him being on free kicks, but corners, not so much. He just doesn't really beat the first man more often than not, and that's like a must for corner kicks. So it is what it is, but you guys let me know what you think. Should Ruud have stuck around? Does this maybe mean that he's got some sort of prospect someplace else? Should we have kept him on at least till the summer? You guys let me know. Danny agrees 100. Ijeoma Chukwuma wants to know, what do you got here? I like your program. I'm Chukwuma from Nigeria, and I'm a footballer. Nice, man. Maybe we'll be seeing some more of you, man. Big up. Welcome to the channel. Thanks for giving it a shout. I do appreciate that. Trying to do a little bit more production value, as you see. I'm still getting the hang of this new platform, EVMux, so got a little bit of overlays going on. You guys let me know if you like the look of it or not in the chat. Not trying to do too much. I'm not trying to like bombard everybody with graphics and visuals. I like to keep it pretty simple. Like I said, going into this, all I really wanted to get to was maybe have the logo on there. As you can see, the logo is up here, and get, the comments put on the screen, because I think that I like, this channel is all about you guys' opinions. It's all about you guys getting involved. I like to be able to share that. I want to make sure everybody gets heard, everybody gets put out there. And so I think that being able to put those comments on the screen is the best way for me to do that. And then we got the cool little ticker down at the bottom that I really like. If you guys follow along for that watch along last week, I was putting like the starting 11 down there. I'm there now a little bit. I'm pretty proud of the fact that this is happening. So, but it's all because of you guys. You guys keep the channel going. We are on the road to 2K. Please don't forget to like the video and subscribe if you are new. I think we are like 2 short of 1,800 subscribers the last time I checked, because you guys are just absolute legends getting involved in the chat. Don't forget, as you can see down in the ticker, to come by this weekend. I will hopefully have a couple guests back, but we will be doing another giveaway. We are doing this 2022-2023 home shirt. It is a large, but it is brand new. But this is part of my thanks to you guys. You guys have been following the channel. You know that I do enjoy giving back. I do like to show my appreciation, and that's the way I do it. I've done a couple of them. Danny backed me up. You know they're legit. I'm not trying to scam you. Danny's got a couple. So It is what it is. Sports predictor. How are you, my friend? Sports predictions. What's up, bro? I'm back. How are you? Yeah, it's welcome back, bud. It's good to see you again. I appreciate you stopping by. You guys just let me know what you think of the overlays. Are the graphics too much on the top? Um, but and then obviously, if you're just joining, we're just catching up on the breaking news that came today that Ruud van Nistelrooy has indeed left United. So you guys get your thoughts in. Was it the right move? Should he have waited till the end of the season? Should we have seen out his contract? Do you think Ruud will be coaching sooner than later? You guys let me know because it is a little bit bittersweet, right? The departure of Ruud and the arrival of Amorim. You know, you've got a good thing coming in. We've got, it's unfortunate that I think a lot of people really liked Ruud. Obviously, we're very, very thankful, but I think Ruud knows how this works. He knows the game. He's been around football long enough. He knows how it works. He knows that it's not personal. Like Ten Hag, though, I think again Ruud will be fine. I have no doubt he'll be coaching again soon. I've listed a couple clubs already on some streams that I think he could go in and do a good job. I think that Dortmund probably are going to pull the trigger on Nuri Sahin before long because they're just not doing great. For a two-club league like the Bundesliga, that's traditionally been two-club, and maybe in the last couple of years it's Leipzig, and then I don't think Leverkusen are making it a bigger league, but I think Leverkusen could also be looking for a manager in the summer if Alonso leaves. I think Stuttgart could be looking for a new manager if Hoeneß leaves. So I think there's a lot of clubs out there. Plus, there's clubs in the Premier League. I saw a rumor the other day that maybe West Ham were looking at Ruud. I think that could be interesting. So you guys let me know. But we are all thankful for the job that Ruud did as our interim gaffer. 4 games in charge, 3 wins, 1 draw. 11 goals scores, 3 goals against. I said it yesterday, and I'll say it again. Danke, Ruud. Thank you for all you've done. We love you. You will always be a legend. You'll always be one of my favorite strikers of all time. I can't remember a striker that's got me as excited to watch football as you, man, and I cherish those memories a lot. You were just an absolute powerhouse on the pitch. You did an excellent job at manager, and you looked the part, my guy, with the peacoat turtleneck combo was working for me. I was feeling it. So we appreciate that. Let's jump in and see what you guys are having to say in the chat here. Sports prediction. How is everything? Everything is good, my friend. How are you doing? You guys let me know how you're doing. Ijeoma Chukwuma, what we got here? I watched Sporting yesterday, and they played with a high spirit. I wish Manchester United can play just like that. The team spirit was high against Braga. Yeah, the Braga game, we talked a little bit about that yesterday. They went into the halftime down 2-0, and whatever Ruben Amorim did at halftime, they came out. They were fit, firing. It was the same like that match they played against City in the Champions League. It was, if you watch that Champions League match, Sporting weren't great in that first half. They were making a lot of sloppy mistakes. City were kind of all over them. It kind of looked like they were a little shell-shocked. But they came out at halftime, and I went upstairs, walked the dogs, got something to drink, came back downstairs a little bit in the second half, and it was already 3-1 when it was the one. I was flabbergasted. So Ruben Amorim has shown, I think, that he has the ability to impact a game in the game. And I think that that's something maybe Ten Hag was lacking a little bit in terms of making those kind of tactical tweaks, those tactical impacts. So who knows if that's going to translate well when he comes to United, but we'll see. But yes, that was a good game against Braga, my friend. Sports predictions. I think it's the right move because I think Ruud deserves to be in a head coach role. I don't think the assistant coach role fits him. And secondly, that slow Dutch football doesn't fit us. Yeah, I don't. It's that fine line, right? People will say Ten Hag doesn't have a tactics. Ten Hag has tactics. I think we got to see that once he started getting more and more of his players in, and once he was starting to play more and more of his tactics, that it just wasn't going to work in the league. And it is what it is. It doesn't work everywhere. We've seen it happen to many managers. We've seen many players do really well at other clubs, come to the Premier League, come to United and not do well, and vice versa. It's going to happen sometimes. That's just part of football. I think Ruud he's only been managing. He's only had 1 season of first team managing. He managed PSV's academy. He worked with the Netherlands. He spent his year off in between leaving PSV and joining United, meeting with coaches, spending time with other managers, Pellegrini, Bielsa, Ancelotti, to learn, because Ruud is young. He knows that he's not experienced. He wants to learn. He wants to absorb. Ruud is a sponge when it comes to developing as a manager, as a coach. And I really respect that about him. He's not rushing to make any decisions like someone like Gerrard or Lampard was doing. Like jumping up to Chelsea from Derby was not a smart move for Lampard, in my opinion. The guy should have kept working a little bit. like Rooney's been doing. And I think it's easy to take on too much too. It's like young players who get hyped up when they're 17, 18, like Mudryk or whatever, and they come in and it's so much hype and it's a lot to live up to. It's a big step, and not everyone is quite ready for it. Not everyone's an Erling Haaland, not everyone's a Jude Bellingham. It is good. It is what it is, but you're right, man. What else we got in here? You guys get involved in the chat. Let me know what's going on. Sports Prediction says that high spirit and high intensity is what Ruben is all about. And he has told the football leadership group at United that we need high intensity players. Yeah, I read that earlier, the high intensity players, especially in that midfield role, because, a lot of people look at these wing backs that he uses, and they're more like wingers. He uses wingers in those wing back roles. So it doesn't mean that they have to be fully 9 out of 10 defense attack, but they need to be able to have energy to get up and down the pitch for 90 minutes. They need to be able to put in a shift on and off the ball. They need to pretty much be able to do whatever's needed. And then they're pretty much going to provide the width. They're going to progress the ball. The midfielders, he usually has that combination of, the defensive-minded and the attack-minded. Not really attack-minded, but someone who can carry the ball, someone who can progress the ball and kind of get it up the pitch. I think we do have players that suit that system as well. But we do need players, like you say, that are going to be willing to put in that shift, who are going to be willing to put out some energy. And we haven't seen that from a lot of these players in the last couple of years. Now, some people might say that's Ten Hag's fault. I think it has more to do with the mentality in the squad. You guys let me know if you think we have the players. We are going to be doing that video this weekend. Don't forget, stop by Saturday. We're going to be doing a video. We're going to go through the squad one by one, who fits, who doesn't in Ruben Amorim's system, and where do we see them playing, who might not get a start or a spot in the starting 11. We're going to go through that. I'm going to jump on tomorrow as well to look at some transfer targets that I think we should be looking at for Manchester United for Ruben Amorim's system. So jump by for that one tomorrow. Get your list in, get your picks in. We're going to do that as well. It's going to be fun. Igioma says we should keep Anthony. I think he will come out strong. We're going to see. Like I said yesterday with Anthony, and we're probably going to talk a little bit more about it this weekend. Anthony is almost a free hit for Amorim because we already seen that he's not great. So if we try him in like a wingback role or whatever, and he doesn't do great, then it is what it is. We're no worse off than we were. But if we try him and he works well, then it could save us some money. So we'll see. Nick, welcome back, my friend. How are you, guy? Giving some love in the chat. Big up. Everybody show Nick some love. Sports Predictions says, I disagree. Anthony deserves nothing from Man United. He's never shown his worth. The sooner he goes, the better. I didn't say I wanted Anthony to say. I said you never know what could happen with Anthony. You guys know that I gave Anthony those first 2 years, and now I've been kind of over it. But it's not as easy to move players as it is if you're playing like a video game or something. Someone's got to want to buy him. Someone's going to want to pay his wages. We pay Anthony $200K a week. Massive jump from the $20K he was on at Ajax. Plus, he's not really playing. He's not really playing well. We'd literally have to basically give him away if that's going to be an option. And I don't see it. I read a rumor earlier that Anthony was planning to talk to United about his lack of minutes. I don't know how long that conversation is going to go. It'll probably be a longer conversation than minutes Anthony's been on the pitch this season. So it is what it is. I have no problem selling Anthony. The problem is, again, we're going to need a replacement because right now, 4 wingers, including Anthony, we don't really have any young wingers coming up that I think are ready for that role. So it's going to be interesting. One might argue that Rashford finds it hard to get into this starting 11 now. So we'll see what's going on. Nick must be hungry. He wants to know what Danny is cooking today. So in any case, it's clear to me that Ineos are fully backing Ruben Amorim. They paid to bring him in midseason. They paid to sack Ten Hag midseason. They paid extra to bring Amorim's staff with him. And they're also doing what they need to do to dismiss the coaches that we have at United, coaches that they just hired in the summer. So all this to make sure Amorim gets what he needs, gets the full backing, gets the environment that is best conducive to his system, to his tactics, his techniques, his, basically his coaching. My question is in that regard, though, if they're being that ruthless with the staff and the coach and even just the non-first team staff, but even just the staff at United alone, if they're being that ruthless, are we going to see Ineos also be that ruthless with players? We know that Omar Barada has a very stringent 2-year, like if you don't show me anything in 2 years, we're finding some place for you to get sold to, because that's what it is. So that maybe I can see Anthony doing that. Rashford's up there for me right now with someone who's got a big year to prove himself. Mason Mount for me has got a lot to prove. Shaw, obviously. There's a lot of players that that have been passengers for a little while here, and it's going to be interesting to see if Ineos are going to be as ruthless with the players as they have been with the coaches, with the manager, and with the non-playing related staff. So it's going to be interesting. Sports predictions. I think the squad building thing isn't going to be about the coach. It's going to be about building a cohesive squad that whoever the manager is, they can be able to succeed. I mean, we had the same squad as Ten Hag, but it wasn't able to succeed with that. So I think Amorim's going to experiment. Amorim's got time to work with these players, try a couple players in different positions, see who can cut it, see who can't. Some people are not going to be able to play in their preferred positions, and they're either going to have to learn how to play a little bit of a different position, or they're going to have to look for another club, because that's just the way it is. I do like the way Amorim plays. I do think that his system does suit a lot of our players. And I do think that some of our players could line up in a little different position than some people might be thinking. So we're going to go through that on Saturday. But I think that we have players who suit this system, and I think it's just about the players now. They need to have the mentality to work at it. Some of these players need to change the way they play a little bit. No more of this long ball, hoof and run bullshit from Bruno and Rashford and stuff when the ball gets to them. No more of this no-look pass across midfield from Casemiro that always leads to an interception. None of that shit, all right? No more of this Dalot standing off, letting an opposition player just have nothing but time and space to put a ball in the box. No more of that shit. I'm tired of it. We need to fix up. These players need to fix up. And they need to realize that this is a train that's moving. If you need to jump on board, or you're going to get left behind, because some of these players have been passengers, like I said, for way too long. But you're right, my guy. Appreciate that. Dandy B, what we got here? Matano, the kid, he's ready soon. Is he? I remember Ennis joined us preseason, and he's had some decent performances this season with the kids. And Obian Sherry's kind of that interesting forward striker kind of role. So we'll see how it goes. Obviously, Obi Martin, Lusail. I know we got Lusail from Palace. Maybe, I don't know if he's quite ready yet, though. They're all very young. So, plus we've got guys like Kone kicking around still. But I'll defer to your better judgment. Danny, I'm going to start a new segment on some of these shows called Orange Slices, man. And I'm going to have you come on and give us an academy update or some youngsters updates from around the world, because you are the scout on this channel, my guy, when it comes to these young players. Sports Prediction says, absolutely, they are cutting costs. These players will go either next summer or so, but they will go. Yeah, the wages are killing us for sure. The transfer price, it looks bad when you look at it on its face, but transfer prices are usually amortized, so it's not like we're paying $90 million up front for Anthony. You got to remember, when it comes to transfers, when it comes to clubs selling and buying players, it helps to not look at it like you're buying a player. What you're buying or selling is the contract, not the player. So you're looking at the contract. It's like a house, how much you've paid on your mortgage versus what, before you listed your house. This is what you still have yet to owe. This is what we still have yet to owe on Anthony. You're buying that contract. So it's interesting if you just tweak a little bit the way you look at the transfers and the prices and everything. Some things can seem worse, some things can seem not as bad. It's interesting. A lot of this is done on paper. It's like a shell game sometimes, but I hear you, my friend. Sports predictions. What we got here, my guy? There's a little bit of delay on the on this new chat style. I'm probably gonna switch that back. But you guys let me know if you like this chat style better than the old one. But I think I like the old one better because it was just snappier. I'm a little impatient when I tell my wife all the time, the world just moves a little slowly for me. I need things to move quicker. So Sports Prediction says, yes, Ineos has just started with the squad building, and a lot of our players do fit most systems. They do. I think some of these players, it's not necessarily a physical attribute. It's a mental thing. I've said it many times. It's all mental. Some of these players can't mentally slow down. Some of these players don't have tactical intelligence. They don't have like a high level of footballing IQ, in my opinion. I'm not calling them dumb. Some players are very tactical and some players aren't. It just is what it is. But we're going to see how it goes. I think that some of these players are on their last line in terms of just patience with fan base, patience with guys like Barada, patience with everybody, really. So we're going to see how it goes. But I'm more just curious and interested and almost excited to see what and how Amorim does with this squad, if that makes sense. So on Ruben Amorim, though, so he has officially arrived, and he's already been to Carrington. He was greeted there by Dan Ashworth, Jason Wilcox, Omar Barada. They were all there at Carrington. They greeted him. They walked him around Carrington. They said all their hellos, did it all for the cameras, whatever. Once his work permit is finalized, Amorim can officially take over training and whatnot. Remember, he was literally still managing a game like 2 days ago, or like yesterday or whatever, day before yesterday. So it was like that he still was on a working in Portugal. He needed to get work in England. So it's not going to be an overnight process. But I'm glad that he's here. I'm glad that we're getting it in. You guys let me know, are you excited? Hit that like button if you are excited to see Ruben Amorim jumping on in and getting involved. I'm excited. You guys, we've already talked about it many times. I've done like 8 streams on Amorim already. So moving on, did you guys see this crazy shit involving Premier League referee, or maybe soon to be ex-Premier League referee, David Coote? What the actual hell was this? I know you guys have probably seen it. I mean, there's no way you haven't seen it yet. I'm absolutely like flabbergasted. Like, yeah, I dropped the F-bomb there. Flabbergasted. I'm flabbergasted. How, as a referee, can you allow yourself to be filmed saying these things? Like, I don't get it. Like, I don't understand why footballers do this shit with like laughing gas and stuff. I don't even understand why footballers think they're going to get away with like punching people on the pitch or something. Like, what's his face? Timothy Weah for the U.S. a couple months ago. Like, there are cameras everywhere. There's VAR. What are you thinking? What was going through David Coote's head when he was filming this stupid little, I don't even know if it was like a FaceTime or what. I don't even know how FaceTime works, but never used FaceTime. But so if you haven't seen it yet, basically David Coote was chilling on the couch with somebody, I don't know, some friend of his, I don't know, chilling with some other guy, talking about Liverpool, talking about Klopp, whatever. It looked like they were FaceTiming. I don't know. But I only say that because there was a part where they kind of, it looked like they were talking to the camera, like, don't share this with anybody, right? Because we don't want him to get in trouble or whatever. But basically he called Jurgen Klopp a see you next Tuesday. And I mean, that part I'm totally fine with. I don't have a problem with calling Jurgen Klopp a see you next Tuesday. I'd call Jurgen Klopp a see you next Tuesday. I don't care. But then he stated Klopp is a German see you next Tuesday. He said Liverpool are all fucking bellends. And he said, we hate Scousers. So, I mean, all facts, minus the xenophobia part, all facts, all true. I mean, big up. But apparently Coote's now been suspended by the PGMOL. So the PGML who are completely useless in so many aspects of literally 99.9% of their role. They're completely useless at, but this is the one thing they want to jump on. But like, apparently now he's been suspended and he's going to be under investigation. What's going on here? Oh, yeah, it's fucking great, bro. Sports predictions, bro. I've been knowing these things. Refs are humans and have biases, and that's the thing. Like, it's fine to hate Liverpool. I mean, and dislike Klopp. I mean, not the German see you next Tuesday part, but like, it's fine to hate. I mean, everybody should hate Liverpool and really should hate Jurgen Klopp at the end of the day. I mean, that's just, you should be doing that, and I'm here to campaign for that. But to not believe, like you're saying, sports predictions, that referees support clubs or hate rival clubs, that's naive. So all that, like, I totally get that. I mean, Michael Oliver has been pictured rocking the Newcastle kit because the dude's a Newcastle fan, right? But dude, don't allow yourself to be filmed saying that shit. If you want to chill with your boy on the couch and have a talk and bash Liverpool. I mean, I do it all the time. You should hear some of the conversations that my friend Justin, you guys remember Justin, some of the conversations we have on the phone. I'm an absolute fucking savage when it comes to Liverpool, and I don't care. I hate Gerrard. I hate Jurgen Klopp. I hate Liverpool. I hate David Luiz. I hate Arjen Robben. I hate everybody. We'll go on. We can do a whole stream on that one of these days if you want to. Justin, Justin, just talking about you, my friend. I was telling them like they should listen into some of the shit I say about Liverpool when you and I are on the phone, my guy. Let them know how much of a savage I can be. But at the end of the day, do we see David Coote working ever again? Like, it's bad enough that there are already fans out there, like Arsenal fans, Liverpool fans. Like, can you imagine if this had been Paul Tierney? Woo! Oh my God. It would be absolute fucking chaos in Merseyside right now if this had been Paul Tierney and not David Coote. But we know that there are fans out there who think that the referees or certain referees are against them. There are fans that think Fergie paid off referees, paid off Howard Webb. It's all like nonsense. I'm not going to get into conspiracy theory. The closest I get to a conspiracy theory is when I say that Michael Oliver loves to be the center of attention whenever he's officiating a match. Like, that's just the way it is. What we got here? Oh, yeah, talking about counseling little academy boys. Yeah, those guys. Those little bastards. Sports Prediction says, you saw that penalty against United versus West Ham. So many decisions that has gone against us. I feel the league is against us. I mean, I'll never sit there and say that the league is against us. I'm just not like that. I think to me, that's a poor excuse. I mean, when Liverpool fans want to go on and on about Paul Tierney or 12:30 kickoffs or whatever, I can't sit there and laugh at other fans for doing that and then turn around and try to say it myself, right? That I can't have it both ways. Nick says, everything's good, Justin. Yeah. What is Justin saying here? Bro has no love for Scousers at all. Absolute savage. I can be. It's just, I think it wouldn't be so bad. Liverpool, it wouldn't be so bad if Liverpool players and like Klopp just haven't, over the last couple of years, just gotten like progressively more just like arrogant and just entitled and just assholes. Like, Andrew Robinson was not an asshole when he was at Hull. He comes to Liverpool, gets a trophy, and then he's like, you see him like interact with opponents and stuff. It's like, dude, who are you? You peaked. You had one decent season. Trent Alexander-Arnold is one of the worst. Jurgen Klopp just went full Mourinho in the last couple seasons, especially with the way he was treating some of the journalists. Klopp just went from being completely likable his first few seasons, just being just this grumpy old prick. And I'm here for it. I like watching the decline. I like watching City's decline right now. They can get fucked. No Rodri, no party. I like watching Arsenal's decline right now. No Odegaard, no party. They can get fucked. Chelsea will regress to the mean. Spursy, stick that in your fucking kangaroo pouch, Ange Ball. Nick says, getting better. Hope you're well, man. Justin, I'm here for it, bro. Everyone is here for it. I'm here for it. They suck anyways. Noah and I were hanging out the other day night talking smack. Yeah. It's all Liverpool can do these days. And you think it is what it is. We'll see what happens at the end of the season with Arne Slot and whatnot. But sports predictions, he's gone if they let him coach again. It's just white privilege, no pun intended. Who are you talking about? Let me know who you're talking about, sports predictions. So in any case, that is going to be it from me tonight. I want to, like I said, to come on and get you guys' thoughts on Ruud leaving, Rene Haka leaving, Yeletin Rubelar leaving, Piotr Morel leaving, and then obviously we've got all Amorim and his coaching staff. Now, I wish that more of these United players had stuck around for the international break and didn't just go. We have like 9-10 players leaving for international break, and most of these guys are starting 11 players, first team players. So I think that's not a good look personally, but it is what it is. Justin says, just everybody get fucked. Bricked up seeing City and Barcelona lose. I still think Barcelona are still my pick for Champions League this year because I think they do look good. It's just you're going to get these off games. United TV jumping in. Hi, Rich. I know it's late, man. Thanks for jumping by and showing some love. You guys go check out United TV sometime. Rich is doing the Lord's work out here, just having more United fan channels, more United chats. If we could do more Liverpool bashing now and then, that'd be great. Oh, he's talking about the ref. Oh, is that what you're talking about, Danny? There was some snow on his face. Is that what you meant? I didn't see that part. Was that in the video? Doe missed it. Yeah, it's all right, bro. Don't worry about it. Sports predictions says, yes, bro. I thought I was alone on being tired of these players being lazy, taking too many touches, too slow. Ineos won't mess around. We have 5 high paying. Yeah, we got some players that I think there's going to be some interesting moves this summer in terms of who's staying, who's going. I think that especially when we consider who left in the summer. In Scott McTominay, for instance, Willie Camboila was. I raised my eyebrows a little bit when Willie Camboila left. We kind of all knew Greenwood was leaving. McTominay one was a bit of a surprise. I know so many of the fan base didn't really rate McTominay. Justin's probably going to go cry now. But I think that it was clear that we needed money, and I'd be interested to see if someone even like Rashford is still here next season. I've said many times, and I did that video in the summer, that this is make or break for Rashford. He's 27 now. He's a leader in the dressing room, or leader. He's a senior player, I guess I'll say, but he's not really developed in many areas of his game. His decision making is still bad, and I think that he could be at a point too where he thinking about his own career is like, I don't want to keep learning new tactics. I don't want to have to keep sacrificing what I want to do on the pitch to suit these systems. I'm just going to go have my agent find me a club that plays the way I want to play, whether that's a PSG, a Saudi league, I don't know. But I wouldn't put it past Rashford maybe having that consideration as well. But we never know what's going to happen. Justin says it's sad seeing Ruud van Nistelrooy leave. Bro was solid at the helm. Yeah, he did a very, very good job. 11 goals scored, 3 goals conceded, 3 wins, 1 draw. Like, that's a big deal. United TV, 5 more minutes. I'm here as long as you guys want to chat. I'm just here for you guys. So, United TV, what else are we saying here? Ineos have a good recruitment team now. We'll do decent transfers, I'm sure. I think for me, and I'm not... if there's a fine line, I think we need a little bit of everything. I don't think we're at a place where we're ready for like that Pogba, like Cantona level kind of signing where you're like, oh, this is the big name. We need this. I don't think we're there. Plus, like you're saying, Rich, I don't think Ineos are going to be doing the same kind of shit like the Glazers and Woodward were doing. I do think that at a point, a player like that after another couple of transfer windows is going to be the big difference maker for us. But I'd like to, like you're saying, focus on building a squad. We've got a lot of deadwood out there. We've still got Mourinho players dicking around. We've got many people that are going to be on their coming up to the end of their contract, and there's just players who, quite frankly, just aren't good enough. We're going to be talking a lot about that on Saturday during that stream, so you guys come back and jump in for that one, get your thoughts in. I'm going to be doing a stream tomorrow where I'm going to be going through some transfer targets that I'd like to see us look at under Ruben Amorim. Bring it back to my point, Rich, about where we're looking, I'm trying to consider how much money we have or don't have, if you want to look at it that way. So I'm looking at some free signings and looking at some signings from teams who look likely to be relegated, looking at some experienced players in key positions like midfield players in their mid-20s who I think, because I don't think Manu should be starting as many matches as he has. We all said that he looked burned out. He looked leggy. He started way too many matches. I think Garnacho is kind of dancing in that territory too. And I say that hesitantly because it's hard because Garnacho's doing so well, but we have seen Garnacho just look exhausted sometimes as well. So I do think that we're going to need to be looking at some rotation options, especially in midfield. So it's going to be interesting to see what we need to do. But I'm going to be doing that stream tomorrow. Get your picks in. Don't forget to stop by and get involved in that. Justin, bring Scotty back. Scott McDominate. He is dominating in Italy. I can tell you that much for sure. My boy started eating some of that pasta, getting those complex carbohydrates, and he has got energy to burn now, my friend. United TV says, at least we should get some cash if high-profile players leave. Yeah, we're going to see. Literally the only player we could get some cash for is like, you could probably make a profit on Luke Shaw, considering how long ago we bought him, and what was he, like 30-something million? Well, we could probably get something for Shaw. Obviously, Rashford. Does anyone think that Garnacho is on the top? I don't think Garnacho is on the top line. If we extended Eriksen's contract and then but we still wanted him to leave, and somebody paid us like 3, 4, 5 million for him, that's technically profit. So there's options. There are options. We don't have too many high-profile players left, though, that we could actually. It's Ineos now, so what we paid is not Ineos money, so it's all technically profit for Ineos, I guess. But sports predictions, all these teams are little bros compared to us, bro. They better pay Ruben. Better pray Ruben isn't successful. I'll go crazy. Maguire, Lindelof, Evans won't be around next year. I fully expect that. In January, we need a left back. We needed a left back last January, to be honest. We needed a left back last summer, not this past summer. I'm talking a year and a half ago we needed a left back. Danny B and I have gone back and forth on that, and just we are right there, like hand in hand, like we needed a left back. We'll be talking about that a little bit tomorrow. I think that as far as Ruben being successful, we'll want to be a little patient. I think it's going to take time because his system is very different than anything we've really played before. The roles that these players are going to be playing completely different, and so some of these players, again, the ones, especially the ones who don't really have that level of footballing IQ, might struggle because we've seen them struggle under technical managers like Ragnick, like Ten Hag, but they do just fine in counterattacking systems like Ollie and Jose. So some of these players are going to have to learn how to adjust, or they're just going to have to go. United TV, everybody's getting involved tonight. What we got here? I think we better get the next gen of stars, so a bit cheaper to start with. Yeah, I think so I like the youngsters that we've been linked with in the last like 3 or 4 months, right? Guys like Nipan, like guys like Mastantuono, a lot of young players. There was like some strikers. Obviously, we brought in some young, like Kone. We brought in Kone. We stole Obi Martin from Arsenal, which really, really helps. I like to see a couple more defenders targeted because I do think with potentially 3 defenders leaving, like sports prediction says, we're going to need some depth there. Obviously, we've got Yoro, Licha, and De Ligt, and that's pretty much it. I think Shaw can probably play in that left-sided role. I'd even say Mazraoui could probably fill in there if we need to, but I'm getting ahead. I don't want to spoil this weekend's video, but I think that Rich, with a little bit of scouting, which I know is a lot to ask at United because we just don't do that, it wouldn't be too hard to uncover some cheap options. It wouldn't be too hard to look at some free agent options. It would not be hard. It's really not hard. I could do it in 5 minutes on jumping online. I don't know what we pay the scouts at United for. It really boggles my mind. But Rajat, welcome to the channel, my friend. Good to see you again. He says, hello, everybody. United TV, showing the love. I am loving it. Yes, sports predictions, those defenders are off. Yeah, I think all those guys are off. We're going to talk a little bit more about that this weekend. Guys like Eriksson, guys like Evans, guys like Casemiro. Casemiro's got a few years left to go, so he's not off, but he's a player that for the last season or so, some people have said they wanted to go. He's having a bit of a renaissance, right, this season, playing further up, and I think that's how you get the best out of him. And he's having a great run in matches. We'll forget about Liverpool, but playing a little further up where he's not having to kind of try to defend against opponents with the ball who are running at him. Like we even saw against Leicester, he got completely just bypassed early on in the first half. And that's the Casemiro that we're trying to not use anymore. But I think if Casemiro is only looked at from now on as a more advanced player, I think we could just chill. He can chill for another year or two. I don't really have a problem with that necessarily. And it could save us some money right now. So I just want to get caught up on some of these chats. Rajat, dumb fan calling Garnacho crap because you don't like Garnacho. Yeah, we talked about that the other day. I don't want to get into it too much. We did talk a little bit about it yesterday too, following the match, mostly because of what Bruno had to say about Garnacho's subdued celebration. It's too bad. It is what it is. I get it. We've spoken about players needing a little bit of criticism, but I think the part that bugged me about that whole situation, Rajat, was like the guy knew exactly what he was doing going into that situation. He was streaming it, and he said something. Clearly, he was there to try to get a reaction. Not only that, to try to get a reaction on camera live, and that part bugged me. But thank you for jumping in, Rajat. Rajat says, doing all right today. Everybody let Rajat know how you're doing. I'm doing fine, my friend. A little bit sick today. Not gonna lie. I think the weather yesterday and just this transitional time of the year is just killing my sinuses. So I've just felt sick today. But we're doing it. Caught a second win, and you guys know I want to be here to get your thoughts on things. Rajat, he can make Collier into Brandon Williams quality left back. I mean, Collier's one I'm excited for. We have a lot of young midfielders, but this is why I'd like someone who's a little older. So we'll jump on that tomorrow. But we do have a lot of young midfielders that look really, really promising. Rich says, I've been saying we needed a left back for ages as well, too. Yeah, man, it's criminal, the neglect that position has seen. It was like the number 6 role for a few years, right? Before we brought in Casemiro, we didn't really have one, and the last one we had was Matic. And I wouldn't even call him like a 6 in the same vein as someone like Ugarte. As Matic, to me, is more like a Busquets, more like that. I call him a holding midfielder, like a Carrick. But how dirty was Matic's footwork towards the end of his United career? He was dicing people. I saw him meg a couple people. Woo! Matic is class. I don't care what anyone says. Manny Matic was a class player for us. And then we all love his goal against Crystal Palace. I did not like those jerseys, though. You remember those jerseys? I thought they was garbage. Raja says we need to get more of a left wing back. I think if we can get, and we'll talk about this tomorrow, but I think if we, it's more of just shifting the profile of that fullback that we're looking at. Whereas before you maybe look at someone who was a little more defensive, but who could get forward. Now we're looking at people who were, I think in the past, you would like someone like a Marcello or somebody where you're like, he's really good going forward, decent in defense when he needs to be. I think that's what it's going to be. But we're going to see. What I think you're going to want most of all from that position under Amorim is players who have energy to burn, who can run for 90 minutes, because that's what they're going to need to be doing. But I hear you. United TV says, I always forget where you're from, Rajat. Let him know. Let him know. Rajat wants to know, no left back. Yeah. Yo, you guys are just showing love to each other. I like it. I'm here for it. Rajat says, I'm from wherever you want me to be. Now we're getting creepy. Now you guys can go out to dinner or something if you want. Rajat, you from the USA. All right, I'll let you guys look at that in the chat. I'm looking at Rajat says, keep Casemiro until at least July. Yeah, we're gonna see what happens. I mean, again, I think a lot of it's gonna be how these players suit Amorim's system. I think Amorim is gonna need time to figure out who does and who doesn't. But that's what we're gonna be looking at this weekend too. So don't forget. Yes, Rajat. Then people group all fan channels together. Final thing I will say, says Rajat, is about Garnacho is that he has been doing pretty good. He's still only 20. Yeah, he's been doing good, and he is only 20. Remember, we put up that stat the other day that Garnacho's got more goal involvements than each of like Mbappe, Ousmane Dembele, Kvaratskhelia. There were a couple other ones on there. Michael Olise, Bukayo Saka, Phil Foden. So he's really our top. He's literally our top scorer. I think he's in the league, especially. I think he's got 3 goals in the league. So he's our top scorer in the league right now. He's doing very, very well. And so he's still 20. He's still going to make mistakes. Like what I always say, the one consistent thing you're going to get with youngsters is inconsistency, and we see that from Garnacho. Like you saw that with Manu at times. You're going to see it from a lot of these young players. Same with Højlund. Højlund is still young. People forget that Højlund is not the finished article, but he's trying to body Premier League, 30-year-old Premier League defenders. And there are times when he's winning the battle. I think he needs to focus less on the battle and more about the space, trying to find space for himself and create space for himself. But it is what it is. He'll get there. Can you imagine what Højlund's going to be in another 3 or 4 years? He'll be dominating. So especially with, if guys like Virgil van Dijk are still kicking around. Sports predictions says we're going to sell Luke Shaw. We're going to sell about 6-7 players, I'm sure. If we can sell Shaw. The problem with trying to sell someone like Shaw is that he's always injured. How are you going to sell someone who's always injured? Who's going to want to buy a player like that? I'm sure there are teams, if he lowers his wages and we take like peanuts for him, I'm sure there are teams who would take a punt, like maybe like a West Ham. I could see Shaw at Newcastle. He suits that kind of profile that Newcastle have been looking at under Eddie Howe. But the question is Eddie Howe going to be there anymore either? So Rich is calling tonight. Thanks for stopping by, my guy. Good to see you. Great stream earlier, man. I appreciated that. So thanks. Big up. Sports predictions. I'm going to get ready to jump off here too, guys. So if you guys have any final thoughts, jump on in while I'm going through the live chat if you want to get them read out. The amount of money Luke is earning and doesn't play but goes on international duties is criminal. Yeah, I mean, that's a whole nother stream in itself. We did the video in the summer on Luke Shaw, how this was a make or break season for him. You guys can go check that out. I think that the back 3 could offer Shaw a bit of a lifeline. He won't have to do as much running if he's playing that left center back role. I think he could play in that wider wing back role too, but again, the guys never fit. So if it were up to me, I would tear up the contract personally, but it's not up to me. So we're gonna see what happens. But Rich is taking off, everybody. Rajat showing the love. So hit that like button for me if you guys haven't yet. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you are new. We are on the road to 2K subscribers, as the ticker says. I will check it live to see if we've reached our goal while we've been live, and we were going to go from there. Y'all, I clocked it. I'm over 200 videos now. Can you guys believe that? That's insane. Y'all, look at this. Can you see this? 1,803 subscribers. You guys are absolute legends. We have just clocked over 1,800 now officially while we've been live. That is all down to you guys. I can't thank you guys enough. When I started this channel last spring, I was like, this was fun. This was a hobby. I never planned on doing anything. I didn't even think people were, I was just a guy who loved United, who liked talking footy and wanted to do it more. But you guys are absolute legends. You got me over 1,800 subscribers. It happened while we were live tonight. So big up yourselves. Absolute legends. And that's why I do the giveaways for you guys. This is this weekend's giveaway, like I've said now. 22-23 home shirt. It is a large. It is brand new. Short sleeve. It is blank. I don't do numbers anymore. But if you guys want to go get it printed, you can go for it. But that is the giveaway for you guys. Rajat says, we'll take the Tillemans type midfielder. We'll take someone like Kamara. Is that what kind of CM we need to get into Manchester United? We'll see. We'll see what kind of center midfielder Ruben Amorim looks at. So we just brought in Ugarte. Casemiro could probably still be here for a little bit. And we've got Kobe. And then I don't know where Mount's going to play. We're going to talk about that this weekend, but we're going to see. So Raja says, it's a great job. Well done. Congratulations. Big up. Big ups to all you guys. You guys are the ones here. You guys are the ones getting involved. You guys are the ones engaging with the channel, watching the videos, subscribing, liking them, leaving comments. That's why I'm here. I'm not here for me. I'm here for you, and I love getting able to do this. So I appreciate that, guys. Again, big thanks. Big shout out to all you absolute legends, part of the UVE community, helping us get to over 1,800 subscribers. I can't thank you enough. Like, that blows my mind. And I think, and I've said it many, many times, that, like, I think the part that I have enjoyed the most is the fact that I can, like, we live in an age where I can sit here and talk United live with people from Nigeria, people from Malaysia, people from Boston, you know, big up over there in Beantown, Danny B. That's awesome. I love that. I love getting to know you guys, and I love just chatting United. I love getting perspectives, hearing opinions. Danny B, like my scout, love it. Like, you guys are awesome. So big up yourselves. I'm excited. That's going to do it for me. Again, like the video, subscribe. I will be back tomorrow with my transfer targets for Ruben Amorim. And then, like I said, jump back on Saturday. I don't think I'm going to be able to do another stream between now and then. I do start my class with the PFA on Thursday, so I'll be busy all Thursday for that. It starts at like 6 a.m. my time because I'm 5 hours behind. But I won't be here at all. You guys won't hear from me at all on Thursday, so that is what it is. But big up yourselves. Subscribe if you're new. Like the video. Come back tomorrow and then come back Saturday. Hopefully going to have maybe Dylan and Joel back for that one. But until then, thank you guys for stopping by. Thank you, everybody in the chat. Rajat, Danny, United TV Sports Predictions, Nick, of course. Everybody who's getting involved tonight. Big up, and I will see you guys on the next one. Enjoy your evening. Later.